Welcome in. It is Pro Football Today right here on SportsGrid. And it is halftime in Berlin. The Indianapolis Colts and the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta up 14-13 at the break. Touchdowns for Drake London as well as Tyler Algier. And then on the Indianapolis side, it's a missed extra point, the difference in this game, for Jonathan Taylor and Alec Pierce. Live right now, the Colts are settling in as a 2.5-point favorite. This total continues to drop. It is down to 50.5 right now. It will be Falcons football to start the second half. Joe, what are you looking at here through two quarters?
I still lean to the Colts. I think the Colts are the side to go. Do lean to the under a little bit, 55.5. So we'll see exactly how that plays out. I'm expecting more ball control. Certainly out of Atlanta to potentially win this game, utilize Bijan Robinson. I think yardage-wise, even potentially maybe coming out of the backfield in the receiving game, I think for Atlanta. Now, he's definitely locked in on Drake London. Yardage-wise, I would take a shot on Pitts. I mean, he's got a cheap number right now, and even though I'm sitting on the touchdown, I think he could potentially open up underneath, especially if they take away or make adjustments to Drake London in the second half. Mooney's been open, but I would take a shot with Pitts yardage-wise.
10 attempts right now for Penix. The breakdown on those is 4 to Drake London, 2 to Mooney, and then 1 apiece for Bijan, Pitts, and Charlie Warner. So not a lot of Kyle Pitts right now.
Unbelievable.
In this game.
Now, what is it with Atlanta, and you just talk about it. In the blowout loss to Miami, right, Bijan not utilized. Right, and then last week they didn't utilize him until basically the second half of the game. He had like 4 touches in the first half for like 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand, because you take a team like Buffalo, and their workhorse James Cook, and you look at Indianapolis with their workhorse Jonathan Taylor. They feed them consistently. What is it with Atlanta getting away from utilizing Bijan Robinson for the player that he is, and being that workhorse where you could feed him 25 and 30 times a game? I know Algier is there. I get it. But why does he have limited touches in almost the last 3 games? Why is that?
Yeah, it's interesting, Joe, because this is the frustration that you'll see with people as it relates to Bijan Robinson pretty much ever since he's been in Atlanta, where the usage doesn't often match the way they describe him. Now, that wasn't the case for, that stretch there against Washington and Buffalo. And the receiving work last week against New England was still plentiful. 8 grabs on 10 targets. But there's a lack of consistency right now. We just talked about.
But what is the identity, I think, is the problem. What is the identity of Atlanta?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. I think, you hear occasionally people try and mention their, pass rush, defensive front, but it's a bit banged up. It's not been as prolific as we've seen, maybe early season. Michael Penix does not have a great rhythm to him. I don't think, just like as a player, I don't think he's found a great rhythm. I mean, statistically today, it looks great. It's 9.9 a pass. It's a touchdown, 70% completions, but it's not a lot, right? He's only had 10 attempts in this game, so we're early in.
Yeah, but so they're 3-5 entering this game.
Okay.
They lose now. They're 3-6.
Yep.
Is this any different than the team that Arthur Smith had that couldn't get over the hump? I mean,
right.
My point is, Fontenot got the heat when he drafted Penix. Mm-hmm. Then he looked like a genius because of the situation with Kirk. All of a sudden hitting Father Time and Father Time smashing him. Well, but this team was looked at as a potential contender for a wild card. Right. They were looked at, and have always been looked at, as potentially a challenger to win the division. Mm-hmm. So you look at this team, and if they lose this game, they have a 1-point lead. But if they lose, my point is, okay, now you have a losing streak. You're not utilizing your best weapon, which is your running back, which if you still have questions about Penix, why are you allowing him then to just throw it when you could run the football with Bijan? And I understand Drake London has evolved into an elite wide receiver. I get that. But my point is, you're not winning football games.
Yeah, they're not that good of a team, though, right? I mean, they're just not. But
when does the rubber meet the road in the sense of when is Raheem Morris going to feel the heat? This team is I mean, they brought him in to basically, he's a defensive mastermind. He came from the Rams.
Yeah.
He'll learn from his second
He's not
stint.
had a lot of time in Atlanta. He's not had a lot of time. And the fourth, this is his second year in Atlanta?
Third, isn't it? Second? Third?
Feels like his second. Maybe it's his third. But it feels like his second.
But my point is, it's not like they didn't have options. They brought Kirk Cousins in because they were a win-now team. This wasn't a rebuild.
Oh, I hear that.
When you say, okay, Raheem Morris, he hasn't had enough time. It's not the Jets. It's not Cleveland.
Right.
This team was looked at and booked at with Kirk Cousins last year to be the team to win the division. They had the best price.
I took a parlay. Bijan 5 grabs. Jonathan Taylor 22 rush attempts. Well, listen, you're over here trying to fire guys. I got to put a couple tickets in.
Now I got to see how long he.
I'm just saying. Listen, I mean, listen. I love you, but you're giving me Target, Pitts, and fire Morris. Can we get on the board here?
Sure. Yeah, you could get on the board. He's
okay.
There. He's there from. He's there. I'm looking at his. This is his second year, I guess. Is it? Or no? I don't even know.
Our research department.
Oh, I'm sorry. Research department. Second year. But again, if he goes under 500, I mean, is he a great head coach?
I don't know.
What has he done?
You like Bijan for 5 grabs?
No, I like Bijan for rushing. I'm gonna.
I took Taylor 22 attempts. He needs 12 more. It's an altered up parlay. Any juice or no? You're not sure.
These early games, I get into trouble with the early games. I like Pitts for yards, Pitts for a touchdown,
yeah, but
and
that's what
Bijan
you like
rushing.
coming in.
I just told you,
So
Bijan
you've
rushing.
seen nothing to get you off of the Pitts.
No.
No, you're not concerned about him having no catches?
No.
An odd target?
No, I told you, I like his yards, but I also like Bijan on the ground.
Okay.
They utilized him again in the second.
20.5, Kyle Pitts.
Okay, that's one catch.
I didn't say he can't get it. I'm telling you what the number is.
All right, you're going to get me involved. All right, so I'll put a parlay in. Pitts for yards, and no, that's it. Pitts for yards,
okay,
and Bijan for yards on the rushing. I'm going against you.
That's not going against me.
Well, you told me Bijan for catches.
Sure, we could do anything. He's a talented
you know
player.
what? I think the Colts are going to win it, so I'll take the Colts on the money line.
All right, so here we go. There's a couple profit boosts out there if you'd like. If you're interested.
I used them already.
Now there's one over on DK.
All right, you got me logging into multiple books right now. I have one up. Stop.
2-factor authentication. Can you get text messages? You're going to need a satellite. Someone's going to have to run out with your phone.
Don't start.
All right, I'm just giving him an update. That's all I'm trying to do. Trying to help him out.
You're doing it with a sense of sarcasm.
That doesn't sound like me.
No.
Come on. Me?
Yeah.
So listen, I took Bijan. He needs 4 more grabs. We went an altered up, boosted parlay. With the boost on, it's like 11-1. So we're taking a chance here. Why not? We'll swing from the heels. It's Bijan for 4 more catches, and it's Taylor for 12 more rush attempts. Their straight numbers are Bijan for 3 catches and Taylor for 10 attempts. So we went a little bit more. It's gonna, it's certainly a couple of bets that favor the Indianapolis game script. But hey, who knows? We're back and forth. I think we're live right now. So we're rooting it in. Falcons ball first. What would you run here if it was you under the hood?
Bijan.
On the ground?
On the ground.
Not a screen pass?
Nope. You see, this is going to be now. We're going to be up against each other the whole show. I'm going to wind up.
I'm sure they went into the locker room and they said, guys, we got to figure this out.
47 yards at half.
Kyle Pitts doesn't have a grab. We got to figure this out. He's starting to look like James Cook out here.
All right. Don't bring up Cook. Last play of the game to ice it against the Kansas City Chiefs.
He slid at 11.
I know. He couldn't. Break it, kid. Score. Hit pay dirt.
Keep going. Make a man miss. So, look, we're hitting a break here, man. We're hitting a break. Nobody does it like this. Nobody does it like the New York Jets. They traded away their entire team. That's not true. They should have traded away more guys, quite frankly. Sauce Gardner's in action right now. Quinnen Williams is on bye. Lucky him. We'll talk a little bit about all of those decisions and the craziness that was the trade deadline after the break.
starts off on a positive note of getting Lamar Jackson back Thursday night, which was great. He threw for 200 yards, did not look rusty at all. He only rushed for 15, but he didn't really need that. Lamar Jackson also threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which going to Mark Andrews. So guess who's back and relative again at the tight end position now that Lamar's back? Oh, wait, it's Mark Andrews. No kidding. I mean, the guy just catches touchdowns. It's Lamar's favorite guy in the red zone.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
If Jacoby Brissett was playing bad football for the past 3 weeks, Kyler Murray will be fully healthy, ready to go. Can't wait to get him on the field at Seattle and try to resurrect our season. Now you have Jacoby Brissett playing really good football. Putting Kyler Murray back in right now because he wasn't playing good football doesn't make any sense. The perfect storm here for Arizona. Hey, Kyler, going on IR takes the pressure off you. And Jacoby, you deserve the start. Go ahead and start, kid.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
No, but the offense is better.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
If it's Algier on the ground for 4, we'll keep you posted on Colts Falcons. But this game has a player in it who was not supposed to be there. Sauce Gardner traded away from the Jets to the Colts. And we've talked about what it means for Indianapolis, Joe, but we haven't talked about what the Jets did this past week, which was really surprising in not just trading Sauce Gardner, but also trading Quinnen Williams, who is now a Dallas Cowboy. It has set the Jets up draft-wise to be really, really aggressive. They have multiple first-round picks this coming draft. They have multiple first-round picks in 2027. This is a team who did a bit of a tear down here, Joe. What did you make of the Jets' approach this past deadline?
I loved it. I mean, they solidified themselves for 2026, and I think that you have a player in Sauce that you could get value for. Right? You ship him to a contender in Indy, and you get back in return the ability to all of a sudden revamp and get this team back on track for next year and make it a legitimate potential dog horse or wild card team.
Yep.
I mean, you know, if they get the right quarterback, and we'll see exactly how Justin Fields performs today, and really get more offensive weapons, because outside of Garrett Wilson, they really need another pure, was that Pitts? A pure number 2. I think.
That's Pitts for 25.
All right, good. Told you. Can we get him in the end zone, Kevin?
Wow.
So,
all right. Go ahead.
So anyway, but I mean, outside of Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor's good for a tight end, but you get another guy in the slot.
Yep.
A burner, and then all of a sudden now this offense looks good. Now, Breece Hall, is he half checked out? Is he going to be excited to be there next year? I don't know.
Right.
He's driving a go-kart in the locker room. I mean, he's, you know.
I didn't mind the go-kart.
I know, but I just
like the go-kart.
I just feel like this team has pieces and young talent that if Aaron Glenn can get this team motivated next year and they get the right talent to fit his type of scheme, whatever that is, defensively, because, again, this defense is horrible. With Sauce, with Quinnen Williams, this defense hasn't lived up to any expectation.
Right.
And certainly did not look like the same defense that we saw, what you call defensive coordinator of the year, Robert Saleh, and that team. right? But let's be honest.
No, yeah.
The defense was the strength of that team, potentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now I feel like the offense has better weapons than the defense does.
Right. Listen, I think this is just such a bold move by the Jets, yet it was universal praise, right? The question becomes, do they have the ability to see it out? And I worry that the answer to that is no. And people, what I mean is, again, I'll try and do a shortened version of this. In the NBA, teams tank. They are bad intentionally multiple years in a row. In the NFL, that's not a thing. The teams that are bad multiple years in a row, it's because they're just poorly ran or they whiff on a quarterback. The Browns, the Jets, the Titans, these teams want to be in the playoffs. This year, they were wondering, maybe, possibly, could it be? That's why Flacco got the start. That's why the Titans paid through the nose to bring offensive linemen in. It's why Jets fans are still wondering, could Justin Fields be the guy? That's what they're hoping. Almost Pitts.
Guy's wide open. This Penix guy's wide open. Can we lead him? How much air are we going to get over the ball? What are you throwing, a Nerf? What's he doing? Guy's wide open. Separation. Look at that.
Get it there. So for the Jets to move on from Quinnen and move on from Sauce, it's a reset.
Yes,
right? But here's my problem. We're going to go into next season, and the Jets will be like, listen, man, year 2, Aaron Glenn, we're going to build on last year. We're looking to make the playoffs this year. No, man.
Okay.
Bad. So, this year, next year, maybe the year after that. We'll talk in 2028.
Well, I mean, with free agency and the ability to get a quarterback and a plug-and-play type of guy, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility they can't be next year with the right talent a 9-8 football team.
And this is why teams never break the curse. I'm sorry,
but let me ask you this.
Joe. It just is.
Do you think Aaron Glenn...
Why are we talking about this team winning 9 games next year? They just traded away 2 of their best players, and they have 1 win right now. It is a sickness in this league. They stink, and they should stink next year. That's it.
But the expectation is to be a 9-8 football team.
So let's shake it. Why is that the expectation? They're garbage. And traded away 2 of the few good guys they have.
But they're going to get how many draft picks in the first round? 3 next year?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Well, no, they got 2.
They have theirs and the Colts. The Cowboys' first rounds for 2027.
Okay. All right, so they have 2.
Yeah.
All right, you're telling me whether Justin Fields is there or not. Let's say they get Mac Jones.
Sure.
I'm just Mac Jones is the new star. Kyler Murray, whatever.
Awesome.
You're telling me then the expectation is to be a 5-win football team?
But that's
Come on.
You know what's happening?
What's happening?
We're talking about 2 different things.
It's a win-now league.
I know, and that's why this team...
But it's not the NBA where you're playing 82 games a year.
I know.
And one player, the NBA, let me just say this.
Okay.
The NBA, one player, it's almost like college basketball. You put that one guy on a team, they're all of a sudden elevated. Luka, whatever. Oh, right?
Okay.
I use your Lakers as an example.
You didn't say LeBron, noticed.
Right. With the NFL, it's a team sport, but it's not like this team is the Browns.
But no,
Garrett Wilson is an above average.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, Breece Hall is an above average.
Why would the Jets, after doing what they just did, go into this offseason and say, okay, now let's get Mac Jones in here. Let's try to get 9 wins. That's being poorly ran.
No.
You know who should start for them next year? Justin Fields. You know why? He's terrible.
Okay, so good job by you. You know what they did? I'll tell you what they did. They did the right thing because, hang on, I'm going to use their crosstown counterparts, the New York Giants.
Sure.
The Giants made a cardinal sin by not getting rid of Daniel Jones then after they won the game against Minnesota because they overexceeded expectations, and the expectation was go big or go home because it's New York.
Right.
So they made the proper decision. But still, the mindset is to be a 9-win football team next year. It's not to be a 4-win football team.
And this is why the Jets doing a mini fire sale ultimately will backfire. They play the Browns today. We'll talk about that next.
starts off on a positive note of getting Lamar Jackson back Thursday night, which was great. He threw for 200 yards, did not look rusty at all. He only rushed for 15, but he didn't really need that. Lamar Jackson also threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which going to Mark Andrews. So guess who's back and relative again at the tight end position now that Lamar's back? Oh, wait, it's Mark Andrews. No kidding. I mean, the guy just catches touchdowns. It's Lamar's favorite guy in the red zone.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
If Jacoby Brissett was playing bad football for the past 3 weeks, Kyler Murray will be fully healthy, ready to go. Can't wait to get him on the field at Seattle and try to resurrect our season. Now you have Jacoby Brissett playing really good football. Putting Kyler Murray back in right now because he wasn't playing good football doesn't make any sense. The perfect storm here for Arizona. Hey, Kyler, going on IR takes the pressure off you. And Jacoby, you deserve the start. Go ahead and start, kid.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
But the offense is better.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Back to right here on SportsGrid. The Jets and the Browns today go at it, where the New York Jets, following their tanking decisions, or somewhat tanking, I don't know how you want to describe them. I don't know. Maybe they got better. They're going up against the Cleveland Browns, and they flipped the dogs here, Joe. They're getting 2.5 from Cleveland. I might surprise you.
I like the Jets.
I love the Jets. You can't shake me. I'm following you right down this alley.
Plus the 108.
Jet
Can
up.
we get it?
No, I took the 2.5. I think
right.
the 2.5 might matter. I am. The 2.5 might matter. Ultimately, traded away Sauce, traded away Quinnen. Neither guy was on pace to be an all-pro this year, right? Aaron Glenn off the bye. You think he's got to be able to get this defense playing somewhat better. And they're playing, I think, what is the worst quarterback in football in Dylan Gabriel. On the road, Dylan Gabriel cannot be a road favorite, in my opinion. The Jets bring back Garrett Wilson, momentum with Justin Fields. They kept Breece Hall. I like the Jets at 2.5. I do think they win the game outright.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Daniel Jones is completely back. Sorry, but he's so back. Awesome. Love it.
He's a turnover machine now. That's it.
No doubt.
That's it. He got a deer in the headlights again. You're right about the Jets' offense, right? I think you're seeing them flip because of the defensive losses with Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. But was that defense really lighting it up? Was it? That's my point. So here's the thing. Cleveland's a one-trick pony. Quinshon Judkins or bust. I mean, Dylan Gabriel, for as good as he was or productive as he was in college, can't go through the passing tree and hit a 10-yard out consistently right now, and that is a problem. He's not getting the football to Jerry Jeudy. He's not getting the football to the wideouts. His best friend are Fannin and David Njoku when they're in there because he checks down to the tight end so often. So I got to believe that victory where Justin Fields pulls out the win, they put up 39 points against Cincinnati. Now, granted, this is a different defense. Playing at home, I think they can pull this game out. And again, I do like Justin Fields' anytime touchdown just because of the criticism from Woody, and he took it personally, and he stepped up. He's going to do everything possible to win this game. And again, so do I like Breece Hall in the rushing attack, 62? I would take a shot with all the receivers. Wilson back, knowing that Wilson didn't perform against Denver's last game. He was shut down. Maybe they force-feed him early.
Yeah.
I like Wilson, and I like the Justin Fields anytime touchdown.
So we are in lockstep on that. So then let me ask you a Cleveland question.
Sure.
Dylan Gabriel Do you think I'm being harsh?
No.
He's right. He's been awful. Okay. If they lose to the Jets, do you think he is their starting quarterback next week? And if not, how bad does this have to get before we see Shedeur Sanders take the field for the Cleveland Browns?
It would have to be an injury, I think.
Oh, you don't think they're going to go to Shedeur?
I don't think they are.
Interesting. I mean, we've seen on some of these markets.
Why haven't they already?
So I kind of agree with you in that respect. I do not think Kevin Stefanski is interested in getting Shedeur out there. I think there's going to come a point where he has no choice. But I agree with you. Off of the bye
against the
Jets, couldn't have a softer landing spot to give the kid a shot, right? Ravens, then they play the Ravens. Defense has been meh. The Raiders, come on. It's a couple of home games. I agree with you.
If Dylan Gabriel is like 5 of 17 in the first half, does he pull him? And
I feel like he's going to let Gabriel just stay out there. That's my read on the situation. But I think at some point the football gets to Shedeur. But I think, Joe, that it's on the board that it doesn't happen until week 14, week 16. Like, I don't think they are – I do not think Kevin Stefanski cares about seeing Shedeur Sanders out there. And by the way, to some degree, why should he? They drafted him in the 5th round.
Right.
Like, teams don't really ever care about seeing a 5th-round quarterback, right? Like, but now, again, he's a completely different commodity. This is the situation they put themselves in. Dylan Gabriel has been bad, which is a whole other piece of this puzzle, right? I look at this setup, though, here where, to me, at some point, Gabriel is going to force their hand to put Shedeur out there. I just think he's not going to play well enough to where otherwise, it's going to get crazy.
If you listen to Cleveland radio and they're bashing Stefanski and saying, is it his decision?
Well,
is it the owner's decision? How could you not allow this kid to play at this point in the season when the season's dead and buried and you don't get an answer? Again, I just can tell you, Dylan Gabriel has looked like a rookie and has not elevated this team in any capacity. That if you're looking for a spark plug, you would implement Shedeur Sanders.
The interesting thing, though, is, and you're right to at least, bring up and remember that Dylan Gabriel is a rookie. So you may be like, listen, like, he could be our guy. We're going to give him all the time in the world. But, like, nobody actually believes he is their guy, which makes this all the more complicated. Let's go to two teams who know who their guy is. Baker versus Drake May. That's next, and it's right here on Pro Football.
Starts off on a positive note of getting Lamar Jackson back Thursday night, which was great. He threw for 200 yards, did not look rusty at all. He only rushed for 15, but he didn't really need that. Lamar Jackson also threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which going to Mark Andrews. So guess who's back and relative again at the tight end position now that Lamar's back? Oh, wait, it's Mark Andrews. No kidding. I mean, the guy just catches touchdowns. It's Lamar's favorite guy in the red zone.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
If Jacoby Brissett was playing bad football for the past 3 weeks, Kyler Murray will be fully healthy, ready to go. Can't wait to get him on the field at Seattle and try to resurrect our season. Now you have Jacoby Brissett playing really good football. Putting Kyler Murray back in right now because he wasn't playing good football doesn't make any sense. The perfect storm here for Arizona. Hey, Kyler, going on IR takes the pressure off you. And Jacoby, you deserve the start. Go ahead and start, kid.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
But the offense is better.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
A great game is expected today in Tampa Bay with the Bucs and the Patriots. The number's been a little bit on the move this morning, where we've seen at least 1-3 appear on the Tampa Bay side. It is mostly 2.5, though, as we look around. And this is a really interesting spot, Joe. I really like a game like this where is either team in a panic if they lose this game? Not at all. But narrative-wise, you have a lot on the line here, I think, right?
Yep.
Where the winner is going to feel and be discussed as one of the comfortable 10 best teams in this league, maybe 6 best teams in the league. The loser, people will start to discuss in a more fraudulent manner, record inflated due to different situations, whether that be a soft schedule or late comebacks. When you start to break down Bucs Pats, what stands out to you?
Well, the total for me, I mean, even though there's a little bit of limited personnel for Baker Mayfield, I'm buying into the over 48.5, strictly because when they're winning games, Baker is chucking it all over the yard. And again, I understand that. They were a dominant rushing attack last year with Rashad White and Bucky Irvin, but this offense now, with Irvin out, they can't run the football with Rashad White consistently. And up against a very good front seven that shuts down the run, they're going to have to be exploited over the top. Atlanta threw the football against them last week, and I think Baker will follow suit. I do like Tampa Bay playing at home. I'm not sold on the dominance for New England. I think Tampa Bay is the much stronger team, even though the offensive weapons aren't there. I still believe in the defense. I believe in Bowles. And I certainly believe in Baker over Drake May in this matchup. But it's not heavily juiced, minus 118 to the under 48.5. But I think we can get into the 50s.
I'm so interested in what we're going to see from these two quarterbacks here. I'll say on the Baker's piece of it very quickly. Baker, his two most recent outings were his two worst. And I think that is pretty undeniable when you take a look at it. He had 1 touchdown pass to 1 interception over the 2 games. His completion percentage was under 60%. Yardage-wise, nothing to write home about. The yards per pass attempt were very, very low. It just didn't run the ball once in either of 2 games. Just not much doing from Baker in those setups. But I think now coming off of the bye gives him an opportunity to kind of, all right, reset and get back into a bit of a rhythm here. It became a lot on Baker, I think, Joe, right? Where it felt like he was doing everything. They were super banged up. They're not as healthy as you would think coming out of a bye.
No.
Right? We knew Mike Evans wouldn't be back, but no Godwin, no Bucky Irving. That's tough. You expect, again, you get a little bit of help up front offensive line-wise. I do expect Baker to play well. I am so interested in what we see from Drake May. I think that Drake May being a guy is clear as day. We know that's going to be the case. But it's to what degree is that going to be this season? And everyone acknowledges that the Patriots' schedule is super soft, right? Your biggest Pats fan is well aware of that situation. What's interesting is it never factors into the conversation of evaluating how Drake May has looked this year. He's been brilliant. But a lot of that is they are playing bad defense after bad defense after bad defense. Todd Bowles off a bye here. I'm very interested to see what type of situations he can put Drake May in. That feels like the edge for Tampa Bay in this game, Joe.
Yeah, I just feel like Tampa Bay's defense, again, they're better than people give them credit for.
Yeah.
And they're very difficult to run on, right? So the running a game, for me, with New England is not going to be there today. So that means potentially long third downs for Drake May in that offense. He doesn't have Kayshon Boutte in the lineup today. Is it checkdowns to the tight end? Is it the running backs coming out of the backfield? I am curious to see game flow for them because, again, if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm blitzing on third down every opportunity I get. Playing at home, I think they force some pressure. And, again, you look at Atlanta. Atlanta shut them down in the second half to get back into that game.
Right.
So their offense didn't look that great, and I don't think Atlanta's defense is lights out. I think Tampa has a much better, defense than I just think that they're physical. You watch them play against San Francisco. You watch them play against some of these other teams that step up in competition. They dominate. And again, I think, yes, they're 7-2 New England, But for me, they beat up on lesser competition. They beat up on frauds.
And everyone, now, listen, not only do you have to play who's in front of you, but you want to look good in those games. They look great against,
Tennessee, and
Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Listen, and the Buffalo win is a real win. But so, again, EPA, the best defense that they have played from an EPA perspective, just efficiency, right? Try and get it's Atlanta last week at 14. Tampa Bay ranks 5th right now, league-wide in defensive EPA. That unit has been much improved year over year, but it's a great test for Tampa Bay, right?
Right.
I mean, Seattle lit this team on fire. The Eagles hung 31 on them and only played one half of that football game, really, all in all. So it's a challenge for that side of the ball for the Bucs,
right?
As well. I love this game. I'm really, really excited to watch this one play out. This will get main screen privileges in my home. I find myself leaning towards Tampa Bay, and I think it's an opportunity also, Joe, for Baker Mayfield to re-enter that MVP conversation that he was spearheading for a little bit.
Right.
You look all of a sudden, Drake May has the second best odds right now to win league MVP. Baker Mayfield is back at 20-1, 6th best price.
Yeah, again, those 2 games really hurt him, right? And especially when you lose, it doesn't help.
But they went 1-1. They did. No, you're 100% right. They hurt him.
Right.
They went 1-1 in the game.
But I think perception was for me, it's just like I think that game they should, like, the perception was they should have dominated and they lose, and so in how they lost. And just saying, well, he didn't even put up numbers. Now,
I hear you.
Now, all of a sudden, this team is going to fall off a cliff. They're going to be, maybe a 10-7 football team as opposed to 13-4, which is, you could make the argument they were trending towards that. I just think that, again, I'm with you. I took him 250 plus. Mm-hmm. Receiver-wise, I don't want to bank on Ibuka being the guy. I did take Cade Otton today.
Yeah.
Cade Otton, anytime touchdown, Cade Otton for yards. I look for Rashad White to potentially get involved.
Sorry, but you just hit on something, though, that I actually think is an underlying piece of this game.
Yeah.
Which is, if Tampa Bay loses, Atlanta right now, I know the culture driving, but they're up.
On.
Carolina's booked as a 5.5-point favorite today. All of a sudden, they would have 6 wins as well. The NFC South would not be discussed as over, I think, if the Bucs lose today.
No.
But don't you think that's been the discussion for the NFC South? We know Tampa's winning it, right? That's been the conversation.
Right.
Now, I would still heavily favor Tampa Bay to win the division, even with a loss today. But I think that conversation reopens. If they drop this game, Atlanta holds on, Carolina handles business, you're going to see a conversation happen all of a sudden.
Oh, it's going to. This division was never looked at as having that one dominant team. And even when Tampa won it, it was like, oh, they won it by default.
Well, yes.
They were never given credit for winning the division.
No, that's the point.
Right.
Tampa isn't. So if, with a loss,
yes,
Tampa goes right
reopen
back.
That discussion.
They go right back to by default, but all of a sudden you have teams playing all right.
But when you talk about the perception of how, like, they went into Detroit, they were 6.5-point dogs, right? And everybody, that was a heavy public play. Tampa plus the points. You give him Baker this.
I hear you.
And they lose it, and how they put up 9 points. He throws for under 200 yards.
Yeah.
The multiple injuries, and that was it. So that's why you're seeing the question surrounding Tampa Bay right now. Mm-hmm. It's because when they were hot, then they went into Detroit, and then they got completely shut down, and it was like, oh, okay, same old Tampa.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm really excited.
Even
for
though
this
they
game.
split, but that's
you're 100% right.
The public perception in that game was Tampa was live. Everybody loved them.
Right, and that followed by maybe the most boring game of the entire NFL season.
Ugly. That was ugly.
It was bad.
Officiating was bad. The whole game flow was terrible against New Orleans.
I am going to let everybody know that when we get back, we will give you an update on this matchup here between Atlanta and Indianapolis. But we break down an important one in Minnesota. The Vikings host Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens.
starts off on a positive note of getting Lamar Jackson back Thursday night, which was great. He threw for 200 yards, did not look rusty at all. He only rushed for 15, but he didn't really need that. Lamar Jackson also threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which going to Mark Andrews. So guess who's back and relative again at the tight end position now that Lamar's back? Oh, wait, it's Mark Andrews. No kidding. I mean, the guy just catches touchdowns. It's Lamar's favorite guy in the red zone.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
If Jacoby Brissett was playing bad football for the past 3 weeks, Kyler Murray will be fully healthy, ready to go. Can't wait to get him on the field at Seattle and try to resurrect our season. Now you have Jacoby Brissett playing really good football. Putting Kyler Murray back in right now because he wasn't playing good football doesn't make any sense. The perfect storm here for Arizona. Hey, Kyler, going on IR takes the pressure off you. And Jacoby, you deserve the start. Go ahead and start, kid.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
But the offense is better.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Back in the right here on SportsGrid. I said we were going to update you on the matchup between Atlanta and Indianapolis, and you just had a really big play, Joe, where the Colts went for a 4th and 2 or a 4th and 1 inside that 5-yard line. Interesting there. Inside that 5-yard line, and they didn't get it. So that's probably going to end the quarter. No, Atlanta's running hurry-up offense up 4. I mean, great throw, Drake London again. That was bizarre. They just didn't need to snap the ball, but I guess maybe they caught him sleeping. You love that. You like when teams do that.
I do. When they're trailing, not when they're up.
But that's really it. But that's breaking tendency.
Yeah, it is.
Lines are going to lock here, but I think Atlanta reopens as a favorite, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, you've had multiple opportunities to get points in the second half, and Daniel Jones and the offense have stalled. I think the play calling has been a little bit vanilla. I mean, when you see that last play on 4th and 2 or a toss sweep to Jonathan Taylor, and you got to know that on a 4th and 2, you're potentially running the football, right? So why not roll out Daniel Jones and give him an opportunity in an RPO or, a run pass where he can at least get it with his legs? So, again, we'll see if they change it up. I think if you're Atlanta right now, run the football, shorten the game. You have the lead. Your defense is playing well. You're forcing turnovers. You're holding Indianapolis to field goals right now, or at least attempts, right? They bowed up a little bit.
Yep.
And this game, we talked about it, completely slowed down, right?
Yeah.
55.5 at halftime, smashed right now. I mean, it's just now they can pick it up.
42.5 looks to be about what we're seeing here right now. Let me refresh quickly to see if that's 42.5. A little expensive, but that's the number.
I'm just saying now, 42.5. 2 touchdowns. You needed 29 points at half, right? We talked about it. 4 touchdowns and a field goal to get that.
I'd be surprised if the Colts can't find the end zone, though, Joe. Right, where if Atlanta gets to 20, I would imagine the Colts match them.
Which
is kind of my thought. The Colts team total would be a little interesting to me. We'll keep looking at this. I really do want to ask you about Ravens-Vikings, though, here, Joe, because it's such an important game for Baltimore. Mm-hmm. They get Lamar back. First of all, they beat Chicago without Lamar, which was massive. They then get him back against Miami. They handle business in a game where you could tell he didn't fully have it, But Miami, a little lifeless. Lamar throws for 4 touchdowns, 204 yards. Henry gets going on the ground for $119. He's a part of icing that game away. The defense was opportunistic, a number of turnovers in the matchup. But they now play a Minnesota team, Joe, who's coming off of their best win of the season. They knock off the Detroit Lions on the road with J.J. McCarthy. What are you looking at here in a game the Ravens have to have?
I like the dog, and I told you when we looked at the schedule, when Lamar was coming back and we talked about them still having a minus money to make the playoffs, that it was crazy because I thought this game and the defense posed a problem for Lamar here. And again, they might get the victory, but I don't see it. I'm riding the hot hand and JJ. I'm riding Brian Flores and that defense that stepped up and shut down the rushing attack of Detroit and Jared Goff last week. I think they step up yet again. The fact that they're at home, I'm willing to take the points, and I just think the perception is Baltimore's just going to waltz in there and win by double digits because Lamar's there. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that piece of it, right? I thought that the Ravens would be tempting if this was a more respected Minnesota line. Like, if this was 3, right, I'd be a little more interested. But, at 4.5, I'm not really looking to play the side. We're going to do our Sunday morning crunch in the next break. This game will feature in that capacity for me. I think one of the tricky elements, too, though, Joe, is just, even from a prop perspective here, right? It's like, Brian Flores is going to send all these blitzes. It's like, well, is Lamar going to break out running? Are they going to try and bounce it with more Derrick Henry carries? Are they going to drop back the pass? I think that's fascinating. But also, what do you get out of this Minnesota offense now here in a second game, right? Like, the praises of J.J. McCarthy being sung. For 143 yards, right? I mean, he's 14 and 25.
He also ran for 1, right?
He ran for a touchdown and threw 2. He's done this now where, he's able the total touchdown number looks great, right? But everything else a little like we don't have a game yet where he's thrown for 175 yards.
Right.
In his 3 starts.
I think the emergence of Aaron Jones back into that offense, he had 78 yards on the ground and another 2 catches for 20 yards. He opens things up. As good as Jordan Mason might have been and blue-collar type of guy, Aaron Jones is really more versatile and can catch the edge a little bit better than Jordan Mason. So that adds a dynamic that potentially maybe wasn't there, right? I like Aaron Jones today. I like Minnesota. I still think Justin Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, that group could attack that secondary. And I understand that Baltimore shut down Caleb in Chicago.
Yeah. But
they're on the road now. And again, this is a very physical defense in Minnesota.
It's a great point, though. Is this Baltimore defense back to preseason expectations, or have they just had a couple of good games?
Well, I think they faced a gutless team in Miami. That helps, right? And when you have Lamar and you see how turnover prone and how Tua played that game, I mean, you're going to get a much better effort I mean, they're going to come to play. Minnesota is not going to just lie down because it's Lamar. And Brian Flores is going to say, okay, we saw what Kansas City did, right? Kansas City blitzed him multiple times.
Yes, but can I just say this with Brian Flores in that defense?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts lit them on fire. Perfect passer rating. Justin Herbert went out there, had a really good game. Mm-hmm. And Jared Goff's final numbers were solid. I thought the defense played well, actually. They sacked him 5 times. But that defense can be handled. Like, that's, again,
yes, they can
I
be
wonder
had.
if I should be playing this total at 48.5.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if it got there. I mean, I just, again.
I don't know. You're telling me each team gets to 24.
I like Lamar. I took his rushing.
Yeah.
Because, again, for him, they're in a must-win situation.
Right.
They can't afford to lose this game.
No doubt.
So my point is he's going to do everything he can to take this game on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And if it's there, I think he's going to tuck it and run. He only had 14 yards against the Dolphins. This is a different animal. Knowing he's going to have a lot of man-to-man coverage. But I like Addison on the flip side. I like Addison to be that guy over Justin Jefferson. I did take anytime touchdowns, Lamar, and I took Aaron Jones. So, but again, I think that defense is going to blitz him the way Kansas City and Spagnuolo did, and then we'll see if he could live up to the hype and pressure. I like Minnesota outright today.
I might play this total. I don't know, 48.5's now, starting to speak to me a little bit. Let's get our Sunday morning crunch on the board. as well as maybe me getting annoyed that the Atlanta Falcons came out and just went throw, as they look pretty clueless. We'll be right back on SportsGrid.
Starts off on a positive note of getting Lamar Jackson back Thursday night, which was great. He threw for 200 yards, did not look rusty at all. He only rushed for 15, but he didn't really need that. Lamar Jackson also threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which going to Mark Andrews. So guess who's back and relative again at the tight end position now that Lamar's back? Oh, wait, it's Mark Andrews. No kidding. I mean, the guy just catches touchdowns. It's Lamar's favorite guy in the red zone.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid.
If Jacoby Brissett was playing bad football for the past 3 weeks, Kyler Murray will be fully healthy, ready to go. Can't wait to get him on the field at Seattle and try to resurrect our season. Now you have Jacoby Brissett playing really good football. Putting Kyler Murray back in right now because he wasn't playing good football doesn't make any sense. The perfect storm here for Arizona. Hey, Kyler, going on IR takes the pressure off you. And Jacoby, you deserve the start. Go ahead and start, kid.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
No, but the offense is better.
Pro football today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, back on Pro Football Today. Joe Lisi, Kevin Walsh. Updating the Berlin game, we see Indianapolis across midfield. They're going to potentially be within field goal range. But today we have Sunday Morning Crunch, so let's kick it.
All right, let's try and figure out what we like in the props market today as Jonathan Taylor just keeps chugging along here in this one, Joe. Talk to me props-wise. Where does the card begin for you?
Well, I like Jordan Addison today. Jordan Addison is the guy. I mean, he's got a cheap number, 50.5. I think he could blow out today, 70, 80 yards. He could be that go-to guy, potentially, for J.J. McCarthy. He hasn't hit pay dirt. Also like him for an anytime touchdown, so we'll see exactly how that plays out right there. Zach Ertz, the late game. I think when you look at the Commanders and Detroit right now, Mariota will get the start. Limited weapons, and you just look at the passing attack when Mariota was in there against Kansas City. A lot of checkdowns to the running backs. I do expect Zach Ertz to get through his total today. Altered him as high, even though I took his regular total, altered him as high as 40 or 50, because if Washington's potentially going to be in it, he's got to break out in a big way today. So those are two. And the third one I think I added late. I can't even see who I added.
You got Zach Ertz, your boy.
No, Zach Ertz was who I had.
Zach Ertz, Bam Knight.
Oh, Bam Knight.
Okay.
Bam Knight, because when you look at the matchup with Seattle, they have to run the football, and I know it's going up against a very good front seven, but they can't get into a shootout. Bam Knight showed the ability to run the football hard. They just give him and split carries with him and DeMarcado and Carter. I like Bam Knight to potentially get 30, 40 on the ground. I think it's a cheap number.
All right, so I am sitting here with actually 3 props that we featured on the target player prop segment we do on Game Time Decisions. This doesn't always happen, but these were all numbers that I thought maybe would be a little bit heavier, and I think we've got some good opportunities on. So let's start with this. J.J. McCarthy over 17.5 rushing yards. McCarthy had 25 in each of his first 2 starts for Minnesota. Last week he misses this with just 12 yards. He lost 5 yards on kneel downs, which would have had us at 17. I think that he can get this with just one run, truly. expected to be a trailing game script, higher scoring atmosphere maybe. I think J.J. McCarthy gets active on the ground. Juwan Johnson over 36.5 receiving yards. This is like a yard up from last week. They traded Rashid Shaheed, who led that team in targets last week. Up what?
No, because it's amazing that old man Juwan Johnson is the main target for Shuck and that offense.
He might be, though, because he had just as many catches and targets as Olave did.
Just from a talent perspective, they are depleted at the wide receiver position.
You have a situation where they trade Shaheed, Olave and Shuck are not, some clear-cut 1-2, and Carolina struggled against the tight end position. I think Johnson at 36.5 is incredibly light. And then a little Sunday night special. Give me Justin Herbert over 35.5 pass attempts. In games with Joe Alt, 32.4 attempts per game. Without, 40.1. Because sometimes they're trailing, things aren't as efficient. And then the Steelers have faced the most pass attempts per game in the league by a lot. They've seen multiple guys throw the ball 50 times against them. 6 of 8 opposing quarterbacks have thrown at least 37 times. I love Herbert to sling it tonight here against Pittsburgh at home.
It's a great look. I mean, when you just think about how that secondary is played and Jordan Love was able to light them up, you have to believe the game plan going in tonight is to have Justin Herbert cook and throw over the top, see if he can hit Johnston, Ladd McConkey, and all of the playmakers that he has at his disposal, and they're playing at home. So, again, I expect them to step up in a big way. I like the total there, 44.5, but Herbert's a pretty good look. But if they're going to win the game, they're going to do it with the passing attack.
But, I'm sorry, are you leaning Chargers in that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
You're not?
No. I don't know,
Leaning? I like them a lot.
Okay, so same. I want to be careful, but I'm feeling I'm getting this real good rhythm of Pittsburgh games, right? Green Bay smash, then they upset Indianapolis. I don't know. It feels like everyone's trying to catch their tail on this team of when to back them and when to fade.
Well, they had 6 turnovers. The Colts did last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that allowed them to,
of course,
to dominate, right? Again, I think this secondary is not elite, and again, we've
couldn't
seen.
agree more.
Justin Fields had a field day with that.
Yeah.
So again, Herbert, I think, is going to pick apart this team.
Right.
And again, I'm not going into the mindset just because it's Harbaugh, we got to run the football. You go to get the lead and win the game, and winning the game is exploiting an aging secondary that hasn't shut down anybody up until this point.
No doubt. I agree with you. That is one that I haven't played that side because I'm wondering if I'm just happy to have my Herbert bet and, leave it at that. But I have 3 sides in. We've only talked about the Jets so far at 2.5. There's 2 others I have. We'll get to those. That was one that was starting to at 2.5. It's a very, very tempting number. Look, we're going to hit a break. We're going to come back. Points were scored in Atlanta and Indianapolis. We will update you. Look at the live options as we head into an hour before kickoff on SportsGrid.
Starts off on a positive note of getting Lamar Jackson back Thursday night, which was great. He threw for 200 yards, did not look rusty at all. He only rushed for 15, but he didn't really need that. Lamar Jackson also threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which going to Mark Andrews. So guess who's back and relative again at the tight end position now that Lamar's back? Oh, wait, it's Mark Andrews. No kidding. I mean, the guy just catches touchdowns. It's Lamar's favorite guy in the red zone.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid.
If Jacoby Brissett was playing bad football for the past 3 weeks, Kyler Murray will be fully healthy, ready to go. Can't wait to get him on the field at Seattle and try to resurrect our season. Now you have Jacoby Brissett playing really good football. Putting Kyler Murray back in right now because he wasn't playing good football doesn't make any sense. The perfect storm here for Arizona. Hey, Kyler, going on IR takes the pressure off you. And Jacoby, you deserve the start. Go ahead and start, kid.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
But the offense is better.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.